Hello and welcome. It's April 1st and this is Afghan Voice Agency. The Secretary General of Lebanon's resistance movement of Hezbollah says the Zionist American Axis is still seeking to realize its dream of stretching the areas under the Israeli regime's occupation from the Nile to the Euphrates. Nasrallah said the Axis uses sectarian and religious plots as a weapon. He said that the Zionists and Americans are deploying the weapon by trying to paint a sectarian tone over regional conflicts. Referring to the war on Yemen, Nasrallah said, contrary to what Saudi Arabia sought to portray at the beginning of the military campaign, the conflict has nothing to do with Shia and Sunnis. The Hezbollah chief was referring to the main Islamic religious strands and attempts at sowing division between the two. He said there was a media war underway against Yemen's defenders to cast them as the party that rejects any cessation of the war and Riyadh as the one that seeks the campaign's termination. Russia will look to address some of India's concern about the peace process in Afghanistan, with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov visiting India next week, accompanied by Russian Special Envoy for Afghanistan Zamir Kabulov. As per the Times of India report, Lavrov will hold talks with his counterpart as Jaishankar and is expected to call on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. His visit is expected to prepare the ground for President's summit meeting with Modi later this year. The World Bank on Thursday approved the allocation of an additional $25 million in financing from the Global Partnership for Education to increase equitable access to primary and secondary education in Afghanistan, particularly for girls, the organization said in a statement. The new grants will help build 100 additional schools, further improve learning and access to education for girls, support teachers training, and promote community-based education, the statement said. Afghanistan has made such progress in improving education in the last 2 decades, but 3.5 million children remain out of school, and half of the country's schools is still minimal infrastructure, said Henry Creel, World Bank Director for Afghanistan. Taliban forces are deliberately targeting journalists and other media workers, including women, in Afghanistan, Human Rights Watch said today. In a press release on Thursday, that threats and attacks against journalists across the country have increased sharply since talks began between the Afghan government and the Taliban, heightening concern about preserving freedom of expression and the media in any peace settlement. Human Rights Watch found that Taliban commanders and fighters have engaged in a pattern of threats, intimidation, and violence against members of the media in areas where the Taliban have significant influence, as well as in Kabul. Syria has denounced a European Union-sponsored donor conference recently held with the purported goal of supporting crisis-stricken Syrians, dismissing the outcomes of the show event as illegitimate. The Syrian Arab Republic expresses its disapproval of holding that conference without the invitation of the Syrian government, which is the side concern in the Syrian People's Affairs and the main partner of the United Nations. Foreign and Expatriates Ministry said in a letter addressed to the United Nations Secretary General and the President of the Security Council on Wednesday, Syria's official news agency SANA reported. 4 people are dead after a gunman opened fire at an office complex in Orange, California, with a child believed to be among the victims. One police officer exchanged gunfire with the suspect, who was injured in a shootout. The Orange Police Department said it responded to a call shots fired around 5:30 p.m. local time on Wednesday, adding that officers located multiple victims after arriving at the scene, including fatalities. Footage purporting to show officers tussling with the shooter as they brought him into custody has made the rounds online, as has a video of a sizable police response at the scene. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time.